This podcast contains strong words and provocative ideas. If either offends you, turn off now, weirdo.
Now, let me just refill my cheeky Vimto. Yes. Hello, my little croissantwiches. I'm Sir Laurent St. Wright. Once upon a time, many moons ago, I directed movies and TV shows, like the 1979 sci-fi classic Atlantis Attacks. I was even knighted for my contributions to the arts. But over the past 63 years, I've also been collecting a very specific form of art, literature-based erotica, or dirty stories, as the layman calls them. And I now own the world's largest private collection of these fictional sex-based texts. From the ancient parchments Cleopatra feverishly wrote Antony, to the letters of unrequited love Tony Hawk's wrote his first skateboard. I have them all. And I've decided to share this legacy with you before I die, to pass on some of the finer works in my collection. Now, because these texts are written by the everyday Harvey or Harvatina, they contain some poor syntax and the occasional spelling mistake. But in an effort to remain as true as possible to the author's original vision, I've left them in. So, with the help of my beautiful cast, may I proudly present Erotica Verbatim. We're going to begin with some viewer mail. Miriam Inaki writes to say, to claim your winnings, please send full name, address, and bank routing information to customer service at xpg450.com. Oh, well, I'll be getting back to you very soon, Miriam, to see what I've won. And an Adam Mohandam writes to say, this is advertising an opening for part-time bookkeeper, pays $500 a day. If interested, we will send you a check for $2,000. Oh, I don't know how you knew I was thinking of going into bookkeeping, Mr. Mohandam, but it sounds like a great offer, and I'll be in touch soon. You know, I don't know why so many people avoid the spam folder. I get most of my email via that. So, today's story is penned by a What the Cuck 69 and examines the first yearnings of a teenage girl who, for the sake of avoiding potential lawsuits and jail time, is 18. So settle back for a tale for the ages entitled I Did the Babysitter.
Sounds good, Mr. Longcock. I'll be there at 6.
I said politely into my phone. Dick Longcock was the single DILF, that's Dad I'd like to fluck, of 2 young girls who I adored babysitting. I started getting ready and undressed. As I removed my bra, I took notice of myself in the mirror. I am petite at just 5 foot and have small A-crop beasts, a shaved pubis, and crock-sucking lips. I arrived at the Longcocks, where the girls were happy to see me. Mr. Longcock was there too, and I should probably tell you a little about him. He was an athletic crypto bro giga-chad with a strong jawline and crow's feet around his eyes whenever he smiled. A real Sigma male Achilles. He looked me up and down, then left for the evening. I put the girls to bed at 8, then fell asleep on the sofa in my satin PJs. I woke to feel Mr. Longcock arms taking me to bed in the spare room, the one his poor dead wife had been found in not 3 months earlier. Yes, Chad. He laid me down and brushed my hair out of my eyes. So I said,
Thank you for carrying me to bed, Mr. Longcock.
He put 2 fingers to my lips and said,
Shh, tonight is just dick.
I felt my nipples stiff. I thought about my periods and pubic hair, and suddenly I understood. So this is what puberty is for. Oh, my heart was beating so fast that I thought I was going to diet. Mr. Duck, put his finger in my mouth, and I immediately started sacking.
Think of it as your own blockchain,
he said sexily. I nodded because I was sucking on his finger and had also been chewing gum, so there was like a lot going on in my mouth. He stood up and unzipped his Blue Jones, leaving himself in just his Calvin Kleins, and then he slowly took his cook out. Never having done this before because I was a virgin with a capital B, I nonetheless started sucking like a po. A crypto pro. I moaned sexily. My labia was tingling, and I had butterflats in my stomach. His calloused hands ran up and down my sides until the friction caused actual sparks. Wow! I was becoming an actual fire hazard. I kept telling myself,
Don't think about his dead wife. Don't think about his dead wife. Just concentrate on...
It was hard to concentrate on what I was supposed to concentrate on, so I stopped concentrating and instead concentrated on the pleasures he was feeding me.
Stand up, Amy. You don't need these,
said Mr. Longcock, removing all my clothes in one fell swap. I stood there shivering and naked. He stroked my cheek with one finger, and with his other hand he ribbed my porky breasts.
Daddy?
I said in my best little girl voice. I couldn't help myself, but I didn't mean it like I wanted him as a father and the girls to be my new half-sisters and all the paperwork that would involve. No, more in a sexy way, and I hope he understood that.
Time for you to lose your virginity, Amy,
said Dick as he placed his meanness by my pink entrance. Oh, it was so big.
Pluck me! Be inside me harder!
I screamed and gripped the sheets as an orgasmic feeling I can only describe as an orgasm ripped through my body, soul, and toilet. Longcock came deep inside me, and I could feel my belly warm up to the point where I thought I might have to go to a burn unit for the second time that night. He broke the silence.
This is your first time, huh?
I nodded. He looked deep into my eyes. No, deep into my soul, and said,
Go.
I was still unable to speak, since my organism had been so wow. He gently kissed my armpits, and I just laid there, glowing in the bask. The next morning, I woke up to find a handful of 20s on the pillow. And it was my babysitting money, not escort money, as a friend later said, but she was totally wrong and a real bitch for even suggesting it. But where was my lovely Dick? I put on my clothes and went into the kitchen to find him making breakfast for the girls. There was a plate for me laid out too. Was this the beginning of something long-term and potentially marriage? Who knows? Maybe I was pregnant with his child, and I'd wind up living here forever in a happy monogamous relationship with the man of my dreams. Fingers crossed, eh? The end. Oh, this is why I love collecting erotica. It's not just the sexual encounters that stay with you, but the unanswered questions too. Like, should fire-resistant lingerie be a thing? Is 24/7 access to bad porn destroying young people's sex drives? And is crypto just a complete waste of money? Well, until next time, sweet dreams, my little croissantages.
You've been listening to Erotica Verbatim, created, written, and produced by Hayden Black, edited by Joe Lorigo, and starring Hayden Black, Sarah Oleksyk, and Julio Jeinson. If you had a laugh, please recommend us, and don't forget to subscribe.